All right, concept 2 is all about factoring trinomials that look like this, x squared plus bx plus c. So our objective for this lesson is I can factor quadratics, because we're doing quadratics today, of the form x squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so there's our objective. Go ahead and write it down. We're just going to do the odds in the video, and then we'll do the evens in class, just like we usually do. Okay, so I'm going to show you a method how to do this. Okay, so it says to factor a trinomial, because trinomial has 3 terms, of the form above, you must find 2 integers, which are numbers, positive, negative, whole numbers, that multiply to c, this number here, and add up to b, the number in the middle. Okay, so multiply to c and add to b. Okay, so let's try number 1. Let's get started right away and see if we can do this. And here's a way you can do this. Okay, actually we're going to come over here. You're going to draw an x, a big x like this. Okay, this is just a way to organize the numbers that you're looking for. Okay, we're going to put c up at the top, the number c at the top, and the letter b at the bottom. Okay, this is how we're going to organize our numbers that we're looking for. Okay, so multiply to c and add to b. So let's try number 1. We'll draw our little x. Okay, so our c goes on top, our b goes in the middle, or sorry, on the bottom. We're trying to find numbers that multiply to 12 and add to 7. So I want you to think about what are all the different numbers that can multiply to 12. Well, you can list them out if you want. Yes, I'm at school right now, so there's 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. That's about it, right? So these are all the different ways you can multiply to 12. Let's add them up and see which one of these adds to 7. 1 plus 12 is 13, so no, that doesn't work. 2 plus 6 is 8, no, that doesn't work. 3 plus 4 is 7, so those two work. So we'll put 1 here and 1 here. Okay? So 3 times 4 is 12, 3 plus 4 is 7. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take those two numbers, you're going to make 2 parentheses here. You're going to have x, because x times x is x squared. Okay, you're just going to take these two numbers, x plus 3, because this is a positive 3, and x plus 4, because this is a positive 4. And that's your answer. We factored it. Okay, so let's check your answers by FOIL. We're not going to do that because we don't have room on here, but we'll do it on the next one. Okay, so let's try number 3. We'll draw a little x, make it a little bit smaller this time so we have room. We're trying to find 2 numbers that multiply to 18 and add to 9. Can you think of any numbers that could multiply to 18 and add to 9? If you thought of 3 and 6 or 6 and 3, that is correct. 3 and 6 multiply to 18. 3 plus 6 is 9. So we have our 2 parentheses. Oops, I probably made that way too big. Okay, we have our h, because we're doing h's, plus 3, because it's a positive 3, plus 6, because it's a positive 6. Okay, let's FOIL it this time to make sure we did it correctly. H times h is h squared. H times 6 is 6h. 3 times h is 3h. And 3 times 6 is 18. If we condense those down, it's h squared plus 9h plus 18. Hey, it works. All right, so hopefully this is making a little bit of sense. We're going to keep going. All right, so number 5, make our little x. We're trying to find a number that multiplies to 5 and adds to 6. Well, 5 is a prime number, so the only 2 numbers that multiply to 5 are 5 and 1. And 5 plus 1 is 6. So perfect, so it works. Okay. So we have k plus 5 and k plus 1. All right, pretty simple stuff, right? All right, excuse me for a second. I might get sick again. So, okay, let's do number 7. Draw our little X thing. This time they throw us a negative number. Okay. So we're trying to find two numbers that multiply to negative 18 and add to positive 3. So here's a hint. Whenever the number that you're multiplying to is negative, you're going to have one positive number and one negative number. Okay, so we're trying to find two numbers that multiply to negative 18 and add to 3. So let's list them out this time because this is a little bit more complicated. So to get to negative 18, I can have negative 1 and 18, or negative 18 and 1. Negative 3, actually, we'll skip that one. Come back to that. Negative 2 and 9. Negative 9 and 2. Okay. Negative 3 and 6. Negative 6 and 3. I think that's about it. Well, I know if I add these two together, it's going to be 17, not 3, right? So that doesn't work. This is going to give me negative 17, so that doesn't work. This is going to give me 7, that doesn't work. Negative 7, nope. Hey, our winner. Negative 3 plus 6 is 3. So this is negative 3 and positive 6. Okay, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. If not, we have more examples we'll do in class. So our final answer as factored is n, because we're doing n's, plus 6 and minus 3. Okay, and that's our answer right there. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, so number 9, we're looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 10 and add to 3. So again, since this one is negative, we're going to have one positive and one negative. Okay? So what two numbers could multiply to 10? Well, let's look. We have 1 and 10, negative 1 and 10, 10 and negative 1, negative 2 and 5, negative 5 and 2, and that's it. Well, this gives me 9. That doesn't work. I did the same thing. That's funny. This is 1 and negative 10. That gives me negative 9. That doesn't work. Negative 2 and 5. Oh, that gives me 3. That's the one that works. We have positive 5 and negative 2. So this one, g plus 5, g minus 2. And that's it. Okay? All right. Let's try number 11. Negative number again, so we're going to have a positive and a negative. Multiply to negative 45 and add to positive 4. This time I'm not going to list them out. I'm going to have you think for a second about what two numbers multiply to negative 45 and add to positive 4. Did you come up with negative 5 and positive 9? If you did, good job. If you didn't, then we need to practice some more on memorizing our multiplication. Okay? So, our answer is c plus 9, c minus 5. And that's it. Okay? So, let's try number 13. Negative number again. Negative 30, positive 7. We're going to have a plus and a minus. Can you think of any numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add to 7? Well, let's list them out. Let's see. We've got 1 and 30. That doesn't work. 5 and 6. That doesn't work. 2 and 15. No. 3 and 10. Oh, that works. So if we have a positive 10 and a negative 3, those multiply to negative 30 and add to 7, so that's it. That's right. We have x plus 10, x minus 3. Okay? That's our answer here. Okay? So, number 15, We're still going to use our little thing. Okay. We're multiplying to negative 63, so we're going to have a plus and a minus, only this time we're adding to a negative 2. So whenever both of these are negative, you're going to have a number larger that's going to be subtracting from a smaller number. Okay, so let's think of how many different ways can I get to 63. Well, I have 1 and 63, 3 and 21, 7 and 9, and I think that's about it. So let's think. I can do 1 minus 63. No, that doesn't work. 63 minus 1. Nope, doesn't work. 3 minus 21. No. 21 minus 3. No. 7 minus 9. Well, that works. Positive 7 and negative 9 will give me a negative 2. So our answer is B plus 7, B minus 9. So a lot of this is really guess and check, okay, and memorizing. Memorizing what numbers multiply to what, okay? So if you haven't memorized your times tables, we need to do that, okay? We'll probably do that as an activity, because that's how I get these numbers, okay, is memorizing. All right, so let's try number 17. Multiplying to negative 64, adding to negative 12. Okay, so this one we're going to look at and see, well, how many different ways can I get to 64? I have 1 and 64. That's probably not going to work. 2 and 32. That's probably not going to work. 4 and 16. That might work. So if I need one positive and one negative. If I want a negative 12, which one of these is going to be negative? 16 is going to be negative. So positive 4, negative 16. Okay? So our answer, K plus 4, K minus 16. Okay? All right, let's flip it over. We've got another page to do. Okay? Okay, 19. We'll do our x. Multiplying to negative 56, adding to negative 26. Okay. All right. What are the different ways we can get to negative 56? Well, we have 1 and 56, 2 and 28. Oh, that might be something, 2 and 28. If I make 2 positive and 28 negative, 2 minus 28 is negative 26. Yeah, that's it. So we have C plus 2, C minus 28. And that's it. Hopefully this is getting easier for you and you can start seeing some patterns. Okay, number 21. Oh, this time they changed it up. We're multiplying to a positive number, but we're adding to a negative number. So whenever this middle guy is negative and this is positive, I'm going to have two negative numbers. Okay, because when negative times a negative is a positive, but a negative plus a negative is still a negative number. Okay, so we got to think, how many different ways can I get to 24? Well, there's 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8. I think 3 and 8 might be a winner. 3 and 8 make 11, so it's going to be negative 3 and negative 8. Okay, so x minus 3, x minus 8. Okay, hopefully this is starting to come together. The next one, we're multiplying to a positive 72, but we're adding to a negative 17. So that means I'm going to have a negative and a negative. So 72, well, I know that 8 times 9 is 72. And if I add 8 and 9 together, I get 17. So this has to be negative 8 and negative 9. Okay, so I know it's going to be y minus 8, y minus 9. Okay. All right, let's do another one. So, we're multiplying to a positive 48 and adding to a negative 16, so that means we're going to have a negative and a negative. So, we're multiplying to 48. Let's think of how many different ways can I get to 48. There's 1 times 48. I don't think that's going to work. 2 times 24. No. 3 times 16. No, that's not going to work. 4 times 12. 4 times 12 might be promising. 4 and 12 makes 16, so I think 4 and 12 is our winner. Okay, so we have g minus 4 and g minus 12. That's it. Okay, a couple more. So this one's easy. This is all positives. So we're multiplying to 42, add to 13. And we'll talk about the y's and the x's in a minute. Okay. So two numbers multiply to 42 and add to 13. Well, it's not 1 and 42. It's not 2 and 21. It's not 3 and 14. It has to be 6 and 7. 6 and 7. Okay. 6 and 7. So we know it's going to be x plus 6, x plus 7. But this has a y squared. This has a y. So this is going to be 6y and 7y. Okay. So that's what happened there. Okay. So really when you're doing this and there's more than one variable, I'm not going to give you that on your test. I'm just going to give you ones with just numbers and x's. Okay. So let's do number 29, and then we'll do this multi-step factoring in class, okay? We're not going to do that in the video. All right. So m squared 2m and minus 24. So we're multiplying to negative 24, adding to positive 2, which means we're going to have a positive and a negative. Okay. How many different ways can we get to 24? Let's think. We have 12 and 2. That's not going to work. 3 and 8. No. 6 and 4. I think 6 and 4 is going to work. So we're going to have positive 6 and negative 4. M plus 6. M minus 4. And since this guy has an n, we're going to attach an n to it. Alright. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. We're going to do the multi-step factoring in class. But if you want to go ahead and try it, you can. You're going to look for a GCF first and then factor using this. Okay, so this is what we did on Monday, and then factor it using what we just learned today. All right, so go ahead and give that a shot before we go for it in class, or you can just wait. Doesn't matter to me. All right, that's it.